Jagex has announced a new Deadman game mode, and I'm going to give you my hot take in 2 seconds. I just want to let you guys know that I can't move my camera down because my streaming software is being cringe, so I do apologize. So I have to sit up floating. I know the magic of green screen and cinema in Hollywood is ruined, but it is what it is. Is this worth watching, this video? It's 15 seconds. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look. Alright boys, Deadman intro.
Deadman is coming.
Alright. That was good. Thank you for sharing that. Appreciate that. So, Deadman's coming. And, hot take, in my opinion, Deadman is dead content. Now, I don't mean it's... If there was no cash prize for Deadman, no one would fucking play it. Alright? Every year we have drama. Every year we have cheaters. Every year content is locked down by clans and there's nothing you can do about it. Deadman is so irrelevant in my opinion. Let me cook. In my opinion, it's so irrelevant that they've had to introduce league-like traits and skilling encouragement from players that don't PvP just to give it activity and give people someone to kill. That's how you know it's in a bad spot. PvP needs PvMers to thrive. That's almost the case in the main game too at the moment. So, let's see what they have to offer though, because look, Leagues is better than Deadman in every way for a good fucking reason. That's my opinion. I think Deadman, if Deadman never came back, it wouldn't be a problem. And most of the people that love Deadman, they will still play the game without it. It's not the end of the world. So Deadman is basically it's a tournament where you play. The finale always changes because they're trying to avoid different cheating and different styles of combat. But basically, it's a leagues-like game mode where PvP is available all over the world, like it's a PvP world, except for certain safe zones. And you have your turbocharged XP, your quest completions and combat brackets and so on to help you progress through the game, and you get points for rewards now. A decade since Deadman's inception is a brand new offering. While always on PvP sounds and is scary, we've been taking steps with each iteration to try and make the game mode approachable for players with limited PvP experience while trying to preserve the sense of danger and that anything can happen, feeling that makes Deadman mode or the wilderness stand out. Unfortunately, that means if you're streaming, you are under the microscope. You think Eliop's not going to be having multiple streams up? You guys know, everyone's like, oh, Ditto was cheating in Deadman All-Stars. That's Eliop in a nutshell every fucking day. You are going to get fingered if you stream anything, so you can't. I don't know what that fucking noise was. So if your PvP experience is limited, then don't be discouraged. There's still plenty for you to enjoy in Deadman, and this blog should help you get up to speed with everything that's changing. If you're a total novice, keep an eye out on our YouTube channel over the coming months. We'll be releasing a video full of tips, tricks, and guidance for players who are brand new to Deadman mode. You can make a lot of money in Deadman because you can legally transfer gold from server to server, and clans will pay big money for gold on Deadman mode. So if you go get your first 10k and if you make 100k in Deadman mode, people will pay millions for 100k easily. It's at your own risk. It's totally legal, but you can get scammed, so just be careful. So it wouldn't be Deadman without NPCs having a chance to drop some enhanced loot, and the Deadman's chest ups the ante even more. Cool. So upon killing NPCs outside of an instance, there's a rare chance that they'll spawn a Deadman chest. All you have to do is loot it. So you'll have to put your lockpicking skills to the test. This doesn't actually require a lockpick or thieving. It just takes time. Cracking these chests will require 60 seconds or 30 seconds in a multi-combat area with no interruptions. That means other players who see you can try to loot the chest and will fight you for it, so you'll have to clear the area before claiming your spoils. Might be worth keeping a PvP setup on hand more often, which are scheduled changes, detailed below, will help. Okay? For your troubles, you'll be handsomely rewarded with valuable loot, including ancient warrior armor and 2 uniques that have never been seen in Deadman before. The Thunder Kopesh and the Dog Sword. Bringing Leagues to Deadman. What did I say? Leagues makes Deadman better. So I love that they said it's they're trying to make Deadman less scary for PvMers, and then immediately give you a massive PvP thing. This sounds fun as fuck, by the way. The whole chest and then defend it, but that sounds tedious as shit. If you get a chest, especially if you're a streamer, and you get a chest on your stream, you think Odablock's going to be able to loot a fucking chest, especially in multi-combat? Fuck no, man. He's going to get fingered by as many people as he can. Jesus. My god, you guys know how the dog sword works. In PvM, the thunder compression remains unchanged. In PvP, its special attack will produce 4 lightning bolts, 1.2 seconds apart where your target is standing. These lightning bolts deal 30-45% of the initial hit. And dog sword's ancient god sword effect will heal 15 damage, deal 15 damage and heal for 10 hit points. Otherwise, it functions like Leagues 5. Sweet. Alright, in single combat, these lightning bolts will only hit your target. Multi-combat, it will deal damage up to 9 players. Perfect. So, damage can be mitigated by Protect Melee on the initial hit or Protect Magic for the lightning bolts. Perfect. So you can just switch your prayers. Sweet. What's up, Flyback? How you doing? What if you get the chest in the area with aggressive NPCs though? Well, yeah, good fucking luck, hey. This mysterious skull is given to all players, providing access to a powerful new shop. For every dead man point you earn by leveling up, killing bosses, completing achievement diaries, PvMing and skilling and not doing PvP, you'll also receive a skull point. Skull points can be used in Dead Man's Skull shop to purchase sigils, quest completion lamps, and permanent character unlocks. Right. That's good. Big fan of that. Very, very good. Very good. So instead of getting sigils as loot and then there being a marker on the Grand Exchange to buy them, you can just get them as a player. I rate that system. That's really good. Most of the sigils that aren't PvP combat oriented have been converted into permanent unlocks, meaning you can buy them from the shop and keep them active forever rather than juggling your sigils constantly, like in previous Deadman mode iterations. Those PvP combat oriented sigils will still have the old system. Okay, that's really good as well. So what that does is that means if you are less PvP oriented as a player, you now don't need, you can just have PvP sigils on you or active, and all your non-PvP ones will still buff you, so you won't have to worry about all the skilling shit. So that's actually pretty encouraging for non-PvP players. You can use the skull to easily check which sigils you have permanently unlocked. Perfect. Alright. So these are all your permanent unlocks. 100 points, death strikes, okay. Combat sigils, augmented thrall, meticulousness, titanium, very good. Okay. Instead of being auto-completed by moving through combat brackets, many but not all quests will be completable via the shop. You can choose whether or not to tick them off yourself for the XP rewards or spend skull points to complete them. Just make sure you've got enough left over to pick up any sigil that you're keeping your eye on. Yeah, alright, cool. So, completes the Dragon King storyline up to Dragon Slayer 2. Meaning you don't get Dragon Slayer 2? Interesting. Okay, fair enough. On top of that, you'll be able to check when the next breach is happening, trade in archaic emblems, and change a spellbook using Dead Man's Skull. The only really important thing that you can't do in Dead Man's Skull with the Dead Man's Skull is change your prayer book. But that's still a whole lot of utility for a single item. Why would you mention change your prayer book? Interesting. As you might expect, we'll be making a bunch of balance changes to sigils and trinkets alongside the new system, but we'll be saving all that for finer details. You're probably not going to have that tanky one as strong anymore. Reduce mental overhead and time to spend searching through your bank to get the right sigils set up for your next activity and skilling grind. Nobody wants to organize their bank on a temporary game mode. You're absolutely right. Reduce disadvantages for players that looking to skill or PvM, since you'll still have all your PvP-oriented sigils, meaning you're not going to give up PvP power to be able to progress. I think that's a really good idea. Tying more things into points promotes deeper account progression and reduces the impact of being fed gear by other players without playing much yourself. Sure, that'll still happen with big clans. And reducing RNG when trying to plan out progression path. No more reliance on receiving a specific sigil to kickstart your journey. Okay, that's actually pretty good. They've actually cleaned that up nicely. I respect the fuck out of that. What do you mean by change prayer book? Here we go. Ruinous powers. I think Jagex needs to fucking get over this ruinous powers shit, hey. Like, it's not happening. Am I the only one that thinks this? They're shit. I don't think they're worth it. They drain your prayer way too quick, and the trade-offs just aren't worth it. You're not getting any defense for a tiny bit of extra strength. I don't know, man. You can't activate half of them with each other. I think, personally, they're kind of crap. It's even worse, like the protection prayers. It's still 40% of PvP, but you take more damage if you get it wrong. They're retarded, and the only reason we didn't get it is because it was PvP update, thank God. Yeah, pretty much. I personally think that they're shit. But, like, they can keep coping with Ruinous Powers. It's whatever. Go for it, sure. I thought that we weren't going to see that since they didn't have it in Leagues 5, but, yep. Breaches are good fun. People go to the breach, and then you just kill players instead of breaches, but sure. Bank keys, if you kill people, you get their bank, and then you can you get the 10 most valuable items in their bank that aren't in their safe box. The There are moving bank keys. Oh, okay, sorry, maybe I should read it. So the system is great at upping the stakes. In practice, only really ups the stakes for people who are playing fair and abiding by our no muling rule, which is no one. Which we have admittedly had a difficult time enforcing. This meant that experienced players or bad actors, did a bitter, could shift their most important loot onto characters who never left safe zones, then trade it back to themselves as needed. Or fill their bank with items whose actual value wasn't accurately represented on the GE, effectively mitigating the risk entirely. Newer players, more casual players, or any player looking to stick to the rules would steer clear of muling and risk more as a result. On top of this, juggling which items you want to bring with you versus leave in your deposit box every time you left the safe zone was a bit of a faff. Okay, you can probably see where we're going with this. We're removing bank keys. This means you will no longer lose banked items on death, leveling the playing field for everybody. To compensate somewhat, all players will have a skull icon above their head, which indicates their current wrist wealth, whose eyes will glow yellow if the player is also skulled, in the traditional sense. This works similarly to skulls in Bounty Hunter. This means that players will outright know whether or not you're actually risking anything, or have to decide if fighting you is worth the time and supplies, rather than gambling on everybody because you could have a high value bank key. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay. I like that. So it encourages players to keep themselves busy and get out in the world. I fuck with that. I think bank key removal is excellent. That's fucking massive. Is this demo mode? Yeah, it is. Removing bank keys is actually genius, because that's like there is less incentive to lock down certain areas now and stop people playing. What's a bank key? If you killed a player in deadman mode, you would get their 10 most valuable items in their bank in a key that you go to the bank and grab their shit. So getting rid of bank keys is big, but people would cheat because they'd move all their valuable shit to another account, and then if they get killed, it didn't matter, you know? Or they'd have clans funneling them shit anyway, so it's, yeah, because I could do shit without my bank becoming nothing in 20 minutes? Yeah, no, that's big. I'm a big fan of that. Rebalance risk in Deadman so more players feel comfortable sculling up. The intent of Deadman mode was always been to encourage combat. Somebody's mining the rock that you're eyeing up, skull up and take them out. Previous iterations have made sculling up feel so punishing for players who aren't exceedingly comfortable. Basically, you're not getting fucking set back. You only risk what you've got on you. Said Deadman mode, but I kept thinking of Bounty Hunter. What's the difference? Bounty Hunter is a game mode, where Deadman mode is a temporary game mode, I guess. Bounty Hunter is a minigame, sorry. World brackets. Okay, so you've got combat multipliers with brackets, of course, with drop rate multipliers. This is all pretty standard. Awesome. You won't have any quests auto-completed for moving into new brackets, since you'll be able to unlock them whenever you want. And then you have rewards. This is where it gets interesting. Is it worth playing? I'm going to be real with you. I said at the start of this video, I think Deadman mode is shit, and I think they've dropped the ball and they should stop. After reading this blog, I think they are cooking a little bit. I think this sigil shop is perfect because it completely removes the need to farm sigils or buy them that you could never get your hands on. Really fucking annoying to do because it blocks a lot of grinds. Not only that, all non-PvP related sigils, so anything skilling or just combat PvM related, are permanent unlocks and you can't lose them. That is big. And the quest skipping stuff is cool, it's whatever, yeah. You'd fuck up this Deadman mode, plus I have an undefeatable final strategy for you. Perfect. I'm keen to see that. I think that's really good. The Ruinous Powers is, yeah, you're not winning with Ruinous Powers, I don't think. Breaches are good fun. The fact that there's no bank keys is actually massive. And that, yeah, that means you just risk what you're wearing. Fuck, I might be playing Deadman mode, boys. Just mad you can't do Gridmaster and Deadman, but you can do League 6 this year. They can do Gridmaster, Deadman, they might do League 6 next year. They announced Deadman was coming out like a year ago. They made this announcement. For the rewards, there's a Wilderness Theme player in Housekeep, which looks fucking sick, by the way. So that's pretty cool. Yes, I would like that. Home teleport animation is pulling the lever and falling through the trapdoor. That's pretty dope as well. Nice little Edgeville Artie lever reference there. Very good. And then weapon recolors. Crystal getting a ornament kit on the armor and the bofa, which is interesting, and a special effect thing for the Staff of the Dead. You get the Aram's hood. That crystal looks kind of badass, I ain't gonna lie. So yeah, I might be playing Deadman mode, I'm not gonna lie, dude. NPC spawns. The most of you ever played old school around Halloween, you might have noticed that Death himself spawns whenever a player dies, seeing them off into the next tile, next life. Sorry, unlocking this feature would let you spawn in a plethora of random event NPCs to give your unfortunate opponent some parting words. Nothing makes victory in PvP sweeter than Sergeant Damien reminding your opponent that he did not tell them to plank. Right, so you can taunt your enemies as you kill them. That's fucking huge. For those who prefer to deliver a taunt yourself, then you could let a NPC do it for you. We'd like to offer the ability to unlock automated emotes when getting a kill. I mean, I have to do the sit emote already. As if sit... Oh, it is sit down, yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. That also is fucking sick. Made more sense when demo mode came out and the most valuable shit was like Barrows, Gobble's Dungeon, yeah. Wonder how Deadman mode will be with sailing? Yeah, probably a good way to hide from people. Can confirm I was the patient. What patient, mate? Miscellaneous changes. Alright, we'll be looking at to let you migrate your character to the permanent Deadman, no one cares. Global loot table now features increased resources drops and reduced alchemy drops. Additionally, a variant of ancient warrior armor has been added to the global table. The PJ time will be increased from 20 to 24 ticks. This means that if a player A is fighting player B, would-be player C will need to wait 24 ticks after player B's last hit against player A before being able to attack player A. Minical monkeys in Crux Dungeon have had their chance at rolling in the global loot table. Sure, this time we'll see players spreading out a little more. Looting bag has been made significantly more common as a drop. We're rebalancing the number of Deadman points provided by various activities. You'll be able to enter the raids even while in combat to prevent bad actors ragging you and hindering your progress. As a note, the bank chest inside the lobby room of the Cox Chambers will be disabled within Deadman. Okay. Respawn rates for all NPCs will be faster. Emblem Traders, well, that's going to suck with the chests. Emblem Trader Shop will feature new stock. Ancient Scepter, God Book, Surge Sacks, your default respawn point will be the Grand Exchange. You'll be able to change this as you would like. XP can be gained within instances, but your gains will only be multiplied by 3x, of course, rather than 15 to 20x combat XP multipliers. Yep, sure. Tier 5 emblems will drop at a reduced rate from the Wilderness Slayer compared to Deadman. Yeah, okay. Private instances of Gobble's Dungeon will be disabled for the event. Dirty. Bubble Archon resizing will work across all Deadman Annihilation. Very good. You'll be able to unnote bones once again at the Chaos Elder Druid. Look, this is all good. Weapons made for Tormented Synopsis will not require completion of Wild Gothic Sleeps to use. Of course, if you want to get one yourself, you need to complete the quest. Cool. Okay. Hit point level requirement on the Rancor, Conflicted Gauntlets, and all of the Zenite Jewelry will be removed. Cringe. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I guess that helps with the low levels. Alright, cool. I'm all for that. I fuck with it big time. Hell yeah. I think this is actually a decent Deadman proposal. They're fixing a lot of issues that made the game shit. Because this... How's the finale going to go? They haven't even said that, have they? The finale is yet to be discussed, I guess. But this is really good because they're removing a lot of power from clans and bad actors. Time to free to play is so hard. Yeah, I think it's actually a really, really smart approach to Deadman. So I'm definitely going to play for the rewards on the Ironman. 100%. And definitely going to go out and get a couple of kills. I might even... It depends on how I feel at the time, but I may be fucking around in this a fair bit. That does sound really engaging for someone like me. Especially someone who's highly skilled at PvP and PvM as me. This is the easiest room in the raid. It's quite simple. You got a big boy. Look at him, goddamn! Fuck me, look at that boy. It's huge!